Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wired Nerdy podcast. My name is Keith. This is Doug. How you doing, Doug?
Doing good.
This is episode number 40. Does that mean that we're now like going through a midlife crisis? Is that fair? The show
Yeah.
can go through a midlife crisis?
The growing pains are over, and now it's time to mature a little bit, maybe.
Time to get serious about
Yes.
being nerdy.
Oh,
None
yeah.
of this playing around stuff. So yeah, well, and it's important to note that we're gonna have the nerd news today, and then our main topic, of course, is going to be holiday theme, where we're going to expand out some of the awesome deals that are out there and give some tips on what you can snag and just for whether it's Christmas and that kind of fun stuff. We kind of did a mini version of this before, but now the deals have kind of really opened up now that we're closer to the time of recording of Thanksgiving, so we're going to really expand that. However, we're going to take a break next week because, well, it's Thanksgiving, and this will be episode number 40. So you'll have to go a week, just stuff some turkey, cry in your pumpkin pie, and you can make it through the next weekend. And then in 2 weeks, we will have episode number 41 premiering. Does that sound good to you, Doug? I know we all need breaks, right?
Sounds good. I go to my conspiracy theory.
Uh-oh.
We don't
Here we
want
go.
our listeners
Tinfoil hat.
tryptophaning from the turkey on our podcast.
How's that a conspiracy theory?
I don't know.
That's
I
not.
tried to make some out. We want wide awake, ready to go avid listeners, maybe. I don't know.
I gotcha. That's not a conspiracy theory, Doug.
And I'll be asleep as well, so they don't want to watch that.
Doug's going to be watching football and
Yeah.
sleeping heavily. I'll be watching movies. I'm not a sports guy.
Oh, yeah.
So Doug's the sport person in this friendship. And that's okay, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yin and yang, right? Yeah.
That's right. We balance each other out. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's cue up the nerd news. We have some interesting stuff. Cue up the nerd news.
Nerd news.
While I am getting that share stood up here, my friend, I'm actually going to have you, as always, take the actual first item that we have on the list here. So let me get it queued up.
So the first item we're going to cover is what's called a Titan security key. And some of you all know from your workplaces, you get these little key fobs that generate a code. A lot of you know about two-factor authentication. You log in, it sends a code to your phone. You use the code on your phone, just more secure. Well, just to explain a Titan security key, this is an actual key-like device, USB-C, which is a new generation, or the USB-A, I believe, if I have the right series.
The original? Yep.
Yep.
There was an A and there was a B.
Plugs in the side of your computer and unlocks your account or your computer or your workstation that way. Google is really pushing the passkey technology to get rid of passwords. And I have to tell you, Keith, I've got a Google Doc in my secure two-factor authentication Google account with all my passwords because I've got so many of them. To have this and to forget all my passwords would be amazing.
It would be. And I'm assuming if you lose this, because it looks like it's got biometrics built into it as well, I'm assuming that's for thumbprinting maybe?
I believe that's an NFC thing.
Is that what that is? Because the idea is that what if this gets stolen? I'm assuming that they have stopgap measures with MFA multi-factor authentication. Oh, it's a FIDO key. Yeah, these have been used actually in the U.S. government a lot and in secure locations. So this FIDO 2 is a protocol that is an encryption protocol that's often used for what's called smart cards. You see cards with little chips in them, kind of like it looks very similar to credit cards. But FIDO keys have been used, quite a bit within the security sector. So that's actually really cool they're doing this. So, and you did a good job explaining it, Mr. Non-IT. You did a great job there. Very proud of you.
I have used, like I said, a code generating key fob for a while at work. Every time I have to log into a computer, I have to get a generated code. So something like this would be great. Yeah.
This is an RSA token. I will not tell you from what organization because, well, I can't. But what happens is what he's talking about, it cycles, and you can see there's digital numbers on there. Every so many seconds, that number changes, and it's tied to an encrypted algorithm. And so you have to punch in a new number. Now, this is old school. I got to be honest with you. This here is old school. These hard tokens, they're called. They now have them as soft tokens where it's actually an app on your phone. for those. But that's what Doug's talking about when he talks about those numbers cycling.
And that's what I have at work. So I'm glad you showed that. I still have a hard token.
Yep.
Now, I also have the Google Authenticator app on my phone
Yep. For MFA.
that'll do the same thing for some of my work apps and some
Mhm.
of my applications I use.
Yep. And there's a push, not just by Google, but Microsoft is really pushing this passwordless authentication for some time in the business world. And they're also going to
Yeah.
start probably pushing it more in the public sector as well. And the idea is that passwords really aren't that secure. Not only can they be guessed, but people get what's called password fatigue. And you can't keep track of them all. And we all been there, right? Or they write them on a Post-it note, that sort of thing. So they're not completely foolproof. And so going around like this with some type of a key that's tied to some kind of biometric combined with MFA, multi-factor authentication, it really is secure. And it is really important because, I myself, I was telling Doug recently about, I got to witness my first ransomware attack on a large company, and holy cow, you get to see something like that firsthand. And if you're unaware, ransomware is not just a straight up virus, where viruses just like destroy stuff and cause problems. Ransomware is actual code that goes into a computer or server system or network, and it basically encrypts all the data and then locks it. And then typically you get a message saying, hey, X corporation, if you don't pay this, it's why it's called ransomware, then we will delete all your stuff or we will sell it, or both. And companies have a choice. And if they say, no, we ain't paying it, well, they delete all their data. It's like an old school kidnapping, right? So this right here, this article is really important for that kind of stuff is happening more and more on a larger scale. So
Yep. Scary stuff out there.
it really is.
Gotta
As
protect
technology
yourself.
advances and AI, which we're going to talk about AI, I'm sure, it's going to become even more scary. So, but pretty cool they're doing that.
Absolutely.
All right. The next one, Doug sent this to me. He's going to be so pleased. I'll let you cue this. You did so good on that last one. All these tech nuns. You're really learning a lot of stuff doing this show. You're doing good.
Yeah. My pages are out. Okay. So Apple, I believe, is finally caving in, and to RCS message, which is Rich Communication Service, if I have that right.
Oh, look at you. Look at
Yeah, I
you.
am on it today. I got
Look
plenty
at
of
him.
sleep.
He
Good to
ate
go.
his Wheaties before this show. He's not asleep. My God.
So yeah, I'm
I
doing
better be on
great.
my A game. Jeez.
Well, we got a lot of stories to cover. I may mess up. But
Go
Apple
ahead.
is caving in, as they call it, to the RCS message used by Android phones. For those iPhone users, we're talking about those green text bubbles that you just hate to get. But I think it's going to be a bonus reading the article because it's going to make it secure between the iPhone world and the Android world. A lot of analysts think that Apple, sorry, the company, is getting ahead of the game with the European Union because they mandated the USB-C on iPhones,
They did.
and then iPhone, I love, says new technology USB-C. It's like, no, someone told you to do that.
It's been
So I
around
think
a while.
Apple's getting ahead of the curve with the RCS
Yeah.
because they're worried. I believe the European Union is going to mandate that.
That's true. And the RCS protocol has been a hot topic for some time now. Android predominantly have been using SMS text messaging, which is unencrypted. It's not very secure. So there's security benefits to this, but also there's feature benefits as well. And if Apple embraces it, you no longer, I mean, the whole reason why you get the green bubble on a iPhone is because the iPhone uses what's called iMessage. They essentially created their own protocoling. It's their own network. And the blue messages is like, hey, we're on the same team, right? And then they're able to layer in capabilities like stickers and all kinds of stuff like that. When Android comes along, when Android texts, it's not inside that network. It's in a different ecosystem. So it's using SMS text messaging, which is dated, but they had to. That was the only way they could communicate with iPhone users. They didn't have a choice. So Apple's been pushing this new RCS protocoling, and this is a good thing because also on top of it, not only is it secure, it gives new features like all those things I was talking about, like with stickers and the thumbs up and things like that. it actually gives those capabilities to everybody. It democratizes it. So it's a really good thing. And gone are the days, and I know that they fixed it. You and I talked about this, Doug, but like if you send something and if I gave it a thumbs up, it would repeat his message and say,
Yeah.
Keith gave thumbs up to blah, 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 blah. Well, they did fix that or shortened it enough because enough people complained. But I know, that some people do it just to annoy their Android friends.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, when they started sharing your likes and thumbs ups and stuff, it was annoying on my side. And then, I couldn't do it on your side. But now, I don't know how you see it, but sometimes I'm able to give your comment a thumbs up or a
it does.
like,
It does it. It actually
and
does
it
it.
gives you the okay.
Gives you the
So they
thumbs up.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's only going to get better with this. It'll be even
Yeah.
smoother of communication flow between Android and Apple. So harmony, right? Isn't this what the world
Yeah.
needs? Less
Yep.
strife, less warring over things like this. Now, if we can
Yeah.
just get our friend Aaron to get off of you about not being a console gamer, we'll be
Yeah. That's a fight I'm never going to win. But I laugh in ups and downs and spacebar clicks. So
There
it's
you
okay.
go. That it all works. It all works. So no, this is
Yeah.
a good thing. This is a win-win. I'm really glad that this is happening. It's going to be settled. So 2024, everybody's going to be singing "Kumbaya" between their phones. So that's a good thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So the last half of the nerd news is Microsoft heavy, predominantly because Microsoft this past week had Microsoft Ignite. That is their conference that they have, where oftentimes they do a lot of showcasing of new technologies. One of the elements, and there's a whole series of them, we'll just kind of hit them, the high levels. So you're in the know here. So first of all, the announcement that they made was for the Windows app. Now, initially, this is marketed as Microsoft is doing virtual computers in their cloud. Their cloud is called Azure. Of course, they're changing the name, by the way. Cough, cough. So it won't be called Azure anymore. But that's coming down the line. However, they wanted an app to be able to get to those virtual computers in the cloud. Here's the added benefit, though. This Windows app is also going to allow you to stream your Windows computer from anywhere. Again, enabling things like this is all the more reason why security is important. So, let me give you a scenario. The really cool thing about this is that if you had a copy of, Windows running at home, the theory is that you could use this app in order to remote into that system or to use it on another computer somewhere else in the world. Now, it also has benefits for their Azure virtual desktops, their development boxes if you are a coder. So this is actually really, really cool of what they're building into this is some new capabilities within Windows. So I don't know if you have a need or not, Doug, to get into your computer remote wise. This is good if you need to support somebody. Hey, Doug, I'm your grandma and I can't figure this out.
Right. Yeah.
You could remote in.
I'm not in the IT field. I think this would be great for some people. The only thing I kind of remotely do is cloud storage. So my Google Drive and Sheets and Docs and stuff. I don't know that I would necessarily need it for my home computer. Now, we've talked in past podcasts about remote gaming. I think that would be great. Maybe stream something from my computer to my cell phone, but there's other apps that already do that. So it's kind of
Exactly.
a redundancy.
Yeah. Well, this technology is kind of baked on that, and so that will begin to mature more. Which is awesome. Is like just the point here is that if you have a Windows virtual computer, like Windows 365, for example, you can actually have Windows on your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac. What this ultimately does is this enables remote work because you traditionally, especially as the way networks are expanding, you have to be on premise at a lot of companies using. A lot of companies use Windows, right? Their Windows computer. They got to give you a Windows computer. Now they could technically give you a virtual computer and you could use anything to access it from anywhere. Again, with security controls in place like MFA, multi-factor, and those things that we talked about at the start of the show. So this is really good for enabling work from anywhere and connectivity and access for different job types. Not all of them, but so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I
Now,
believe so.
alongside of that, there was some other cool stuff. Now, what do we always say? This wouldn't be nerd news without what, Doug?
AI.
AI. Hey.
We're going to make it one day.
Exactly. So they're changing the name. So first of all, a little history here. Microsoft invested heavily into OpenAI. OpenAI is the company that developed ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the one that's changing. It really got a lot of people's attention. So it's changing people's perspective on things. Well, they took ChatGPT and they integrated it into Bing. Bing, of course, is their browser. And they're now changing it. Instead of calling it Bing Chat, which was basically their ChatGPT AI, they're calling it Microsoft Copilot, which is a better marketing play, to be honest with you. And Copilot is the other term that they're using they're going to integrate this into Word. So you can say, hey, please write me, a resume letter, and it will draft it out for you. So Copilot's going to become synonymous with AI and Microsoft.
Yeah. Very
and
nice.
running down the list here, they have custom chips.
Custom chipset. Yep.
That's right. That's called the Maya 100. And these basically are, it's Maya 100 and the Azure Cobalt 100. These are actual server chips. So you won't put them locally on your computer, but they will be used in the cloud. So the idea is that they're supposed to be able to process AI faster. And this is a partnership that they have with Intel. So we kind of knew that was coming down the way. Those tools that I mentioned with the AI tools for what they call the Copilot Studio. So, everything from you can set up your own, chat client. You can use it for, checking your grammar, helping you draft documents, research, all those kinds of things that are coming along. Now, the one I was excited about, mainly because I'm on a lot of virtual calls. I sent this to Doug.
I think it's awesome.
How would you explain this, Doug? I mean, it's like it's changing. So we all have virtual backgrounds I have one right now, right?
Yeah.
But this is a little different. This is integrated into Microsoft Teams. Now that is their version of Zoom. How would you describe this, Doug? Like the backgrounding, how does it change? It's not just a virtual background, right?
Yeah, so for those looking at our video version, you're looking at people on Teams, and what it does is use AI-powered technology and software to kind of clean up your home. Now, I'm looking at these videos, their homes aren't really bad,
But it can
but it
decorate
does
too.
kind of give it an alternate look. So, say
Yeah.
you may have family photos or
Mhm.
personal items you really don't want to show. It
Yep.
kind of gives you a blank space. One guy, it's kind of a Christmas theme. Another
Mhm.
lady has some Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And then the last one, like I said, it's covering up some of her personal pictures and her photos to just kind of give you a little security at home. So I
It
think it's a
looks
great idea.
it looks good too. Like
And it looks real life. Yeah.
it does. And so it's cool. It's like it's Christmas time, but you want a Christmas tree behind you. It'll just put one there.
Yeah.
If
Very
you have
nice.
socks on your bed, this will probably be really good for influencers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if you're doing an interview, and you got socks on, you didn't make the bed. It'll make it for you.
Nice.
I think it's cool. It's pretty neat. So it's really cool what they're starting to do with this type of technology. So that one got me excited. I sent that one to you right away.
Yeah. And people know we have been covering AI for months now. It's getting better and better and better daily. And it's not taking months and years, it's
Days,
taking weeks and days.
weeks and
So
days. Yep.
it's just amazing. I know we cover AI a lot, but I just want to say it's amazing what's coming out of the tech world as far as AI goes.
Yeah. I think it's just about every week I'm sending Doug something new. I'm like, dude, look at this.
Yeah,
Look
absolutely.
at this. You know. So finally, rounding out the Ignite here, the Windows AI Studio. This is interesting. It essentially makes it easier to run artificial intelligence locally on your computer. Meaning, instead of you having to go to ChatGPT or go to something cloud-based, you can have your own AI integrated or build your own models inside of your local computer, which is interesting. Now, it's important to note that I believe it was OpenAI have already opened that up. We covered it on one of our last shows, and I've been reading articles about what people are doing with this. Is just insane. Um, Automating their workflows in our life, the grocery list. I mean, it's actually one guy had it to where not only he has like a camera set up on his fridge, right? It's in the inside of his fridge, and the AI can see everything that's in the fridge on each shelf. And when something is low, or has been there, has date, time, and stamp, it will place an order for him and then have the groceries delivered to his house.
That's wild.
And he integrated it with his computer so he can, if he wanted to add something, he'll just ask it like, how old is my milk, or how much milk is left, and it'll say you have about a
Yeah.
half, and it'll say go ahead and order
That's
it. He'll just
crazy.
type it. I mean, it's just
Mind blowing.
It's
Yeah.
just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Now, if you want to scroll down, this is what I was interested
This
in,
is
and this is a
creepy. This was
concern
the
for me.
last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's
So
creepy.
Yeah, they're working on an AI speech to create text-to-speech avatars. So what you essentially have is a deepfake, and for those that don't know, a deepfake is like, I don't know
3D
how to
rendered
exactly,
fake person. It's
like
an
it
AI person.
totally
Yeah.
fakes you out and thinks it's a genuine article.
Yep.
But I like that they're going to put some limits on it
Yeah.
because the possibilities are endless. You could have a interview or a conversation with somebody that is 100% totally a different person.
Yeah. You could catfish somebody
Yeah.
easily and dating.
I
and,
was just about to go there. I'm thinking,
dude.
not to be crude, but big fat sweaty guy, Cheetos in a beanbag chair.
I know. Just so
I'm
you
not in my mom's basement, so everybody knows.
just so you can fully wrap your head around this. If you're on the video we're playing right now, there is a lady who's talking, like giving a presentation. She's fake. She's not real. Like and that's hard to understand. I mean, we're now almost at the Matrix stage here, but essentially you write a script. Let's say it's a corporate script for your work, and it's something that you're wanting to educate people on. It's training. You write it out. You give it to the actual software. It puts together a virtual fake person that looks real, and it essentially composes it, and it reads it out. And it can even, in some cases, some people were theorizing that you can interact with it at some point and ask it questions. It can respond. Dude, this is starting to get crazy.
Yeah. So the thing that reminds me of this, and I'm going to go into the Hollywood aspect, is Live Free or Die Hard. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of the latest Die Hard movies, and in that they hack the government communication system, radios, TVs, all that stuff.
Yep.
And to me, they do a deep fake of I believe, White House blowing
They
up
do.
or Congress blowing up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what worries me about this is if someone does that and puts it out on national TV, we're going to have some panic and chaos. But
It's kind of like War of the Worlds back in the day when it broadcasted over radio. Everybody thought that
Orson Welles,
They thought it was real.
Yeah.
And the pandemonium and mayhem that it caused.
Oh,
Now
yes.
imagine that on a whole other level where misinformation is already kind of out of control. Now, on this video, I did find here, you can actually see it in action. There's a girl. I'm going to explain it to those on audio. She's a virtual girl, looks totally real. And they're having a conversation. They're asking questions about my bill. How much do I owe? And she's responding. It's like a virtual person. Part of me wonders, is this the next step for the virtual assistants as well? Where I mean, this is really starting to get very sci-fi. I mean, it's going so fast. If you started at like episode 1 when we were talking about AI and then like to now, I would be like, oh my God, 40 episodes in like a little less than a year. It's accelerated at this point. Oh my God.
So much. So I imagine you gave me a good thought. I imagine in the future you'll call tech support and there'll be some kind of hologram of a lady shows up and you reset your phone or you buy cable service or you pay your water bill with some lady on a hologram and it's not even a real person.
That's going to happen. And and you get all the people angry and upset about, jobs being lost and that kind of thing too. So, wow. It's crazy. Mind blowing. So, to Microsoft's credit, they're doing some cool stuff though. I'll give them that.
Absolutely.
So. Alrighty, I think that wraps it up for the news share there. And we're going to move on into, the holidays. Now, you talked about you have a few plans, right? Are you going to do any shopping? Are you going to, do you guys do Black Friday shopping or not? Is that your thing or?
Not anymore. We recently bought that TV I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a great laptop. That's kind of the hot ticket items is electronics. But, we'd love to have maybe some new chargers for our phones or I would actually like maybe a new hard drive for my computer. So there's a couple items on these lists that I'm kind of interested about.
Shopping online's changed things too. Like our thing is what we'll do is we'll usually go later in the day to like a Walmart, just walk around, just to kind of see what there is. But that's kind of calmed down. A lot of it's online now. But you're right. If there's something that you've been wanting for a while now, you can if you're smart about it, you can catch some good deals. And
Yep.
things are expensive. And that's what we want to do here. We want to focus on how do we get you a good deal this year? And maybe you're looking for something and try to give you some ideas, not just for Christmas presents, but maybe just to save a little bit of money here. So I'm going to get the screen share up. We've
Sounds
curated some more
Yeah,
items here.
while you're getting that up, you talk about Walmart, Target, Best Buy. I like kind of going in late in the afternoon. Everything's already picked over, but then you kind of find that last minute deal of like, oh, that's a really good deal,
Yeah,
even if it's not on your list. So we might be able to help folks out with some of these deals today.
exactly. Now, the first one on our list is a really important one. It's storage. Now,
Yep.
I'm going to give you some ideas. We've talked about it all year, different options here. So, number one, if you have a PlayStation and you want to expand the storage, like a PlayStation 5, it uses standard
Check
MB
out our
or
video.
M2. That's right. So that
Yep.
you can get it cheap if you are wanting to pick up a Steam Deck. But remember, we talked about you can expand that very easily. Not only the inside and taking it apart, modding it, but you could also just get a simple SD card expansion for it.
Mhm.
If you are into the Raspberry Pis, remember we had my brother on, and we've talked about Raspberry Pis. If you want to get into retro gaming, and you need storage for that as well, you can get some incredible deals on storage, or you just need everyday storage for doing stuff. Just whatever that may be. Maybe it's for your kid's Xbox. Because remember, you can plug in any one of these USB drives into an Xbox, not just a PC. You name it, they've got some awesome deals out here. So storage is always like a hot thing. So right on the list, I started off here at the top of PlayStation 5. This bad boy right here, and the write speed is so fast. I think this is close to the speeds that we put in your gaming laptop, which it looks at the read and write speed of like 7,450. That's the read, and the write is 6,900. That's megabits per second. That's insanely fast, and it's
Yes.
$90 for a
To me,
one
that seems
terabyte.
like, yeah, it seems like a great deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 That's insane. The 2 terabyte model's 135. That is such a good deal, and it even has a
Oh, yeah.
heatsink on it, and it's name brand. It's Samsung. So no, it gets even cheaper. They even have the 130 there. So there's so
Yeah,
many of them
without the
out there.
heatsink. Yep.
This one doesn't have the heatsink. You don't always need them oftentimes, but that's both at Amazon and Best Buy are those.
Yep.
If we scroll on down now, we have a friend of ours that actually has a Rogue Ally, which is kind of like a Steam Deck. Those take the M.2 2230s, right? So this here, 1 terabyte is $80. And that would work in either the Rogue Ally, or it would even work inside of the Steam Deck. And this is what I put in my Steam Deck. I think I did a 2 terabyte in mine, though. And the top end on that was like, they have a 512 model, if I remember right. I have the original one, not the new OLED ones. But yeah, you can expand the storage on that as well.
Very nice.
And then right here, these are cheap SD cards. I mean, 512 for $15. And on these bad boys, if you look at these numbers, if you see the little 3 on it, that's the speed of these. Because whether you have a Nintendo Switch or you're going to be doing any kind of gaming or playing videos on it, you want a higher speed one. And so that's even a fast one for $15. 512. That's insane.
Absolutely. Looking 5, 10 years back, these were outrageous
Man,
price. And now $15 for 512, that's amazing.
that's a really good
Yeah.
deal. Now I mentioned Xbox. They have custom expansion cards. They are so expensive. This is a good deal. It's on 125. Normally it's 150. Sometimes these run 180 for a 1 terabyte. But these are very, very custom. They're only for Xbox. So if your kid has an Xbox, you can expand it for a pretty decent price there.
Absolutely. And I think nothing against console. On computer, the same way. You have such a limited space. Memory's kind of expensive. And then I've been there, and I know you may have been there, that you have to uninstall this game to put this
Oh
game
yeah,
on.
it's
So
a pain.
memory is a big deal.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what's funny? I put a 2 terabyte drive in my PlayStation 5. I am still doing that shuffle. Well, I'll like, oh man, I'm getting
Oh,
kind of
man.
top end on
Even with
space.
2 terabyte.
Yes. Because granted, I have a lot installed on it because I've been kind of leaning digital. But yeah, it still happens. So
The argument I have with my friends is Call of Duty, but their updates are so huge, and then the original download is so huge, it just takes all my hard drive space up. So
it's
do
massive.
I want to play Call of Duty or do I want to fill my entire hard drive up?
Oh, it's nuts. I mean, you're looking at I think, and it was a
There-
lot at the time, but I think Skyrim, when they released that definitive edition, it was like 80 gig. Dude,
Yeah.
I think when I downloaded the Hogwarts Legacy, all digital, I think it was 180 gig. It may have been a
Oh,
little
yeah.
higher. I mean, it's just nuts how big these games are.
Yep. So I just looked up Modern Warfare 3. According to The Verge, it is 234
That
gigabytes.
blows away Hogwarts Legacy. Are
Oh
you
my
serious?
gosh.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I have 2 terabytes in my computer. One I use for docs and stuff, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, they're kind of the same speed, but my gosh, that wipes up a quarter of it.
Well, I guess that's good that the storage is on sale, so we can grab
Yeah.
grab some extras. So moving on to the next thing, I'll let you go ahead and cue this bad boy up. This is this is right up your alley because you just did this. So
Yeah, you know, I always buy something and I should have waited. But Black Friday, obviously, they're going to have some deals on gaming monitors. I'm kind of currently looking at my MSI 40 inch. It's awesome. I love it.
MSI
But
makes great
as I go
stuff.
down the list, I'm kind of like, maybe the wife will let me, but then I don't want to get a divorce either. So, you
Oh,
know, we go to the first one. Acer
mhm.
uh, has a 27 inch. It looks great.
Yep.
I think what you're looking for in a gaming monitor, for those that don't know, is you want a really high refresh rate. And then along with 4K and your max resolution, correct me if I'm wrong there.
No, you're good. The higher, well, it kind of depends on what you're playing. If you're going to be doing competitive gaming, we're talking first person shooters. It's always best to have the highest refresh rate possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, your frame rate is dependent on your video card. However, having a good monitor definitely helps. You mentioned that with your monitor, you notice a major difference, right, between what
Oh,
you had before because your refresh rate is
yeah.
so much higher.
I believe, if I'm not wrong, I went from
120 probably to 240, if I were to guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be
I
120
mean,
and above hertz, to be clear, on that. And that's only $170 for that Acer. And there's another one above that. There's a 27 inch and a 32 inch. What size was the one that you just upgraded to?
I went from a 30-inch curved to
Mhm.
a 40-inch flat.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I kind of like the flat because I can push it all the way up
Yep.
against the wall. The curved is really cool,
It's
but I
immersive.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Looking at this real estate I have now, you know, I have our kind of our script. Not that we're pre-recorded. Then I
Yeah.
have our
Yeah.
video, and it's just great to spread everything out.
Yeah. And I'm big on that. I don't like bezels. I was big on multi monitors for a while, but I don't
Mhm.
like bezels. So I like big screens now. And then my heart sank when we get down here to this
Uh-oh.
one here. I want to take this one. I sent this to Doug and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I've had my eye on this monitor
That's a heck of a discount.
for over a year. Now, keep in
Yeah.
mind, I want to be clear. So what am I rocking right now? See this one right here, which is a good deal.
Yeah.
It is a Samsung Odyssey G. This is the exact one that I have. It is a 49 inch. Now, it's a beautiful monitor, spans my whole desk. It's huge. It's about the equivalent to three 32 inch monitors ish, not 32, 327 inches, I think, or they're close to it. But the thing about this monitor is that it's not quite as tall. And so when I'm doing productivity things, I would like to have a little bit more height. So I'd like to go to a 45 inches. 40. This one's 49.
Oh,
I'd
man.
like to go to 45 inch. But you were just talking about flat. What I love about this one, this is the Corsair Xeon Flex. It is a flexible display, and it has handles on the side, and it actually bends, and you can bend it to be curved like my current monitor, or if I want it to be flat, push it back, it clicks back, and it's completely flat.
Now that's crazy.
And at the base of it, it has a KVM switch. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, essentially, if you're like me and you have like, 1, 2, 3, 4, you got like 4 or 5 computers around you, you can plug them all into the base here, and then only one keyboard and mouse. And then when you switch the displays between them, it uses the same keyboard and mouse.
Now that is crazy.
Yes, I know. It is from $2,000 to $1,300. Oh my gosh.
That $1,300 price tag might be right up your alley this year.
I'm trying to save money, Doug.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
But I am saving money, right?
You are.
Right.
Plus,
Yeah.
you can probably sell your other one.
It's in
Yeah,
perfect condition. So if anybody out there is interested, hit me up.
yeah. See, I couldn't wait. You know, I saw this one on sale. I thought, nope, I can't wait. I got to go.
Exactly. So moving on, there's just a whole list out here. You go to Polygon. We can have the link in the show notes. Samsung's got their Odyssey Neo G7 for $600. That's a 43 inch. That's actually close to the 45, which is this one up here, but just a little bit smaller. So some great stuff out there. So
Really good stuff. Yeah.
and before we jump, we have a big Black Friday list we'll kind of get into. But if you're into board games, I thought this was a little different.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge board game guy. They do mention Settlers of Catan. I think you got us into that. You and Joe and a few other of our friends got us into Settlers of Catan. That's a fun game.
Yeah, Joe
Yeah.
got us into that big time. It's a trading, settling game. Like you settle cities, try to conquer the board, but you're also trading for resources to build roads and cities and towns and stuff.
It's
It's really,
fun.
yeah, I like it.
So they have a whole bunch of
But
them, on here, like Seven Wonders,
yeah,
Axes and Allies. That sounds like something our friend Matt would like, which is a grand
yeah,
strategy war game from World War II. The 3D edition of Settlers of Catan. Are you kidding me? Didn't I tell you? It's only
I think it
104.
comes with mountains and stuff. Yep.
It does. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Look at that. Now I looked at it before and it
Yeah,
was $150, but now it's 104.
yeah, not bad.
It's be a good
You know, I'm
Christmas gift.
going down the
Somebody.
list. There's a lot of deep nerd stuff, and I mean that in the most respectful way.
Yeah.
But deep nerd games that I would need a complete lesson to learn how to play.
Yeah, they have World of Warcraft, which I didn't even know Warcraft was a board game, which I guess would make sense. Pandemic, which was really popular. They also have a
Mhm.
PC game that's like that, but it's also a board game. We talked about that one. I mean, you're right. There's some deep cuts in here that this is not my area. Obviously, there's some D&D stuff in here.
Uh-huh.
Marvel has a whole series of these. Lord of the Rings has their own family-friendly adventure game called Adventure to Mount Doom. That sounds family-friendly. Star Wars deck building game. I mean, if you are into tabletops, dude, tons and tons of these are on sale.
Now you get down here to Exploding Kittens.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never played this game, it is hilarious.
Yeah, there's a not
And
safe for
the
work edition.
images of the cats. So do yourself a favor, those listening out there, go look up Exploding Kittens, not NSFW, so not safe for work edition. I mean, if you're an adult, look at it. Kids, don't look at it. This is your warning here. But it's a hilarious game, really good with friends. So
Yeah, that's cool. There's some really good ones out here, and some of them
yeah.
aren't just role playing games. Some of them are just normal board games that you could play, with your family. I know Diplomacy is a really popular one that's been around for a long time. So Disney's Villains,
Yep.
there's tons. So if you're into board games, man, you can get yourself some pretty cool deals here.
So you said Disney. It's a board game slash DVD game. But I have to say, way back, I'm still the DVD Seen It champion. So I'm
Oh,
just throwing that out there.
wait, seen it as in the movies?
So Seen like SCENE, like
I
Seen It.
know, I have it.
So oh, well then I am a champ. I grew up on Disney movies.
Oh,
So
for the
we're
Disney
gonna have
one,
to
yeah.
play that one day.
I don't have the Disney one. My daughter would clean up on that for sure, but I do have the normal Seen It. Has like
Oh,
movies
yeah.
like Godfather and things like that, and it's fun.
Oh
It's
no,
a
I don't know
blast.
if I do as good as that, but
Oh yeah, I love that. It's so good. So
But who has a DVD player anymore, right?
well, it's new. And actually I just got it. It's an iPad app, and I just share it
Oh,
to
awesome.
my Apple TV on my screen. That's how we play as a family, and it
Oh, well,
works.
that's really cool.
It works really really well.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep on trucking here. By the way, I just want to point out there's a game on here called Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. I don't have a
That sounds
clue.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Be the hero of the night with this family-friendly, quick and simple card game. So some kind of a card game. Oh, it kind
Very
of looks like
nice.
Old Maid, maybe.
Oh, it's got a narwhal. You know it's
Yeah.
great then.
Oh, it's got to be good. And
Yeah.
groundhogs. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Settlers of Catan. Okay, now we have this massive list here, and we're not going to go through everything. There's 42 items from Engadget. We'll make sure we include the link in the show notes. This one we kind of covered it lightly on a previous show, but they have expanded this bad boy. There's a lot here.
Mhm.
What are some of your picks on here, Doug?
You know, we had the conversation of me almost switching to iPhone and
Mhm.
the iOS world. What I'm really excited about, and I may still get it, I want a 8-inch tablet, but I want a premium tablet. Um, there's a Apple iPad. It's the full version, but I've
Mhm.
seen the mini on sale as well.
Yeah,
So
they
that
are.
kind of excites me.
Oh yeah. You can do a lot of good stuff with that. And that sale price, I think for the full size one, it's $80 off. That's still pretty good. It's $249 instead of $329. And the iPad Air, which is kind of their newer one, it's got $100 off. So that's bad. And and that's the thing with a lot of the Apple products, they don't really do deep discounts oftentimes. I know they have the 3rd generation AirPod Pros. Normally $170. It's $140 on Amazon. So that's pretty cool. Mac Minis, it's $100 off. Those are nice little machines. You know, oh, the VR. We have a friend of ours that just got this, the Meta Quest, and this instead of $300, this is $51 off on Amazon. And I think
not a bad price at all.
I sent him a video that I thought was really cool. Now it may be he may have gotten the newer one, but I sent it to him. I was like, hey, since you just got the Meta Quest, check this out. And it's a video of this dude in his backyard, and he can see his backyard, and he's able to build a roller coaster with those controllers. And then he's able to build it all in his backyard and then have the roller coaster like test it out, kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon, and watch it play. Then he can hit a button and then he's sitting on the roller coaster and it's going.
That's awesome.
I'll try to find the video and send it to you. It's really, really cool. So we'll keep on going down the list here. Roku, if you want a streaming device, we talked about some of those last time. They got some of those on sale. $30, man, instead of $50.
Yeah, not bad at all. Going down the list, you got some sound bars, really nice.
Yep.
I thought about getting a sound bar for my computer, but I haven't researched that at all.
Yeah. I just got a new sound bar for my gaming room. I love it. I got a pretty good deal.
Awesome.
Vizio not too long ago, and it's pretty good. It has a wireless subwoofer with it, so it really kind of makes the sound pop. Oh,
see
there's
the
your
8
phone.
Pro.
Is this your phone?
It is. So I got a deal through my carrier. I didn't have to do a contract.
So you're not sad about this?
No, I mean, it's not bad. I got a trade-in deal and a free watch. So
that's good.
Awesome.
That's pretty good. What about you got the hearing impairment, but that's a pretty good price. $116 instead of $200 for the Google Pixel Bud Pro. They're kind of like their AirPods, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I could get, and Google, if you're listening, if I could get a pair of right only, like 2 right earbuds, that'd be great.
There might be a way. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those accessibility things. You could probably reach out to them.
That'd be great. That would help me out so much. The Pixel tablet.
Yeah,
now, I am not ready to invest in that. Plus, it's large, and I have an amazing Samsung 7 FE. That thing is a powerhouse.
That is a great tablet. Samsung makes a really good Android tablet.
And it came with a pen. I didn't even know that, but I'm not in the market for a tablet. That thing is kicking butt so far.
You talked about the robots. They got the Roombas.
We are still in the market for that.
Instead of $800, this is $495. This is their premium iRobot. This is one of their higher.
And that's the one we want. We want one that empties into the bin and we can just pull the little trash can out. So this might be a deal for me.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Oh man, air fryers, dude. Do you guys have an air fryer?
So
I love them.
We just got one from a family member, but we have an air fryer and a toaster oven. Well, we just got an air fryer toaster oven combo.
Ooh.
And we are like, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
That's awesome. These things are great. Actually the one they have here, it's not the same brand. It's very similar to the one we have. This is a Breville Smart Air Fryer Oven Pro. Now this one's $320. It was $450. It's on Amazon. Dude, we use it all the time. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Such a great device. Way healthier too.
We use our toaster oven every morning, toast and hash browns. It does all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah. So there's some really cool stuff out there. And it's funny because frozen foods are starting to put air fryer instructions on them now, which is really good.
Yes, they are, which is very helpful. Yeah.
All right, we got ourselves some Fitbits. $100 for a Fitbit. Normally it's $160.
Yeah, not bad.
That's not bad. Fitbit does some pretty cool stuff if you don't want to go full on into the Google Watch or the Apple Watch. So
now, quick note to that is the Pixel Watch 2 is a Fitbit watch. So it has a Fitbit 4-pin charger.
Okay.
It has all the Fitbit apps, the subscription and everything. So for those Android people out there, if you want a smartwatch and a Fitbit watch, the Pixel Watch 2 has it.
Okay. I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This list is so long. I'm kind of scrolling down. We talked about the micro SDs. They have a 128 gig version for $11. But remember a minute ago, we were talking about you get a 512 for $15. So
yeah,
you may want to go for that. Getting to the game section as well. They got controllers. Normally, PlayStation 5 controllers are expensive. $75 normally. It's actually $50 for Black Friday. PlayStation 5,
Got
Now
some really good bundles in
they
here. Yeah.
do. They got the Spider-Man one, but here's the cool thing. And my brother had texted me the PlayStation Slim. We haven't talked much about that. It's a much smaller. It's about 75% of the size of the other one, so it's better with air cooling and that sort of thing. But they actually have the bundles at Walmart. He sent me a message, hey, they're actually here, and showed me that, sent a picture. So they're actually on the shelves now. But they have a bundle for Call of Duty, and that's instead of $560, it's $500 through Amazon.
Yeah. Really good deal.
PlayStation games, of course. You can get some good deals on those. $35 for the most recent God of War, which is really, really good. And then they have some services out there if you want to do like master classes. I don't know if you've ever heard of those. They're pretty neat. It's like directors and artists, and you can learn from them. Normally, it's about $240 for the year. This is $120. It's 50% off. So that's actually a pretty good deal too.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yep. If you're into meditation, I got Headspace. $35 instead of $70. Shark VPN. Do you use a VPN?
I do. Google One has one. I have a Google One subscription.
That's the one I use as well because it's part of my package. So it just makes sense. But if you need a VPN, I mean, this is only the Shark VPN. They've got some good reviews. I mean, it's $1.99 a month.
Again, that's a great price.
Up to 2 years of access up front. So it's it's an 86% discount. So it's pretty good deal there.
Now this next item has a huge discount. It looks like $300 off, and it has a $100 coupon attached to it.
Yep, this is a 32-inch Samsung smart monitor.
And I think Samsung does a really good job on their cell phones and a really good job on their other electronics too.
They do a great job on their stuff. This has got a lot of the IoT stuff, Internet of Things. So basically, it's got a lot of apps built into it. Think of it almost as like not having to have a Roku or a Chromecast. It already has it all built into it. It's probably running Android. I'm gonna guess most likely, which is it's a good thing. Yeah.
I actually looked at one of these what they call smart monitors. Like you said, the apps. It's almost a hybrid TV, hybrid computer monitor. So
gotcha. Oh, the Razr, the folding phone, dude.
Now, if I was back in high school, I'd be the coolest guy there.
Well, this one is
way cooler than the one I had in high school.
I know it's $1,000, but $300 discount, $700. So, get yourself a folding phone. Bose Quiet Comforts, they're normally $279. They're $199. So those are good. So headphones. So there's just so much here. We can't go through all this. So I'm just gonna kind of slowly wrap it. There's even computer deals. So if you are looking for something, Google it. I'm sure you'll be able to find it. I want to round out, though, the last half of this with just an announcement. Just for those of you that are interested, Steam always has a summer sale, and this is for computer gaming. And then they also have a fall sale. The dates anticipated for the fall sale is going to be coming up here next week, November 21st to the 28th. Their autumn fall sale, they call it. Dude, you can get a lot of stuff cheap. And here's the other thing. If you're in the market for a Steam Deck, especially with the new Steam Deck that just came out, which has got a different display in it, the other ones may be discounted, they're saying. So if you're wanting to get a Steam Deck, you may be able to get a good deal Black Friday, especially when this sale hits.
I believe I'm in the market for one. We'll just see how much it is. Yep.
Exactly. So, and then the last thing I want to mention is a good deal that I figured out is if you are interested in Xbox Game Pass, that's something that I kind of resisted because I'm like, that's one more service, But essentially, it's about 470 some odd games, close to 500 games that you can play on an Xbox or you can play on your PC or both. But there's a little hack, right? So they have a deal here. You can join for $1. But if you're interested in doing this, if you basically have to have a Microsoft account, and that's free. You can even register your Gmail if you want. And the idea behind this is that you can go to a service like cdkeys.com. It's legit, I promise. There was a Xbox Live Gold membership. You can buy that for a year for like $44. You can stack that up to 3 years. So you can buy 3 of them. I only bought one because I wanted to test it. I wasn't going to drop that much money and it not work. But this subscription normally costs, I believe it's like $120 a month or more, $118 a month. It's expensive. Sorry, for the year. I think it's $118 for the year. I misspoke. I apologize. So $118 for the year is the normal for this. If you get the full-blown want to play on my PC and on a console. And you technically can play on your phones and stuff too with the Xbox apps and things like that in certain situations. For $44, go to cdkeys.com. You go to get the $44 spend just for a year's worth of the old Xbox Gold Live. You then apply those codes to your Microsoft account. Log in a Microsoft account, apply your codes, and then it gets you credit for them. Then you go sign up for this. And when you do, it immediately goes, oh, you want Game Pass? You want to go to Ultimate? Cool. Oh, we noticed that you already have a credit with us for Xbox Live Gold. We're going to go ahead and just give it to you. So essentially, you get 1 year of Game Pass for $44 instead of $118. And you can stack that up to 3 years. So now I'll have to let mine lapse out a year and then try to do it again next year if they're still doing it. But that's a tip. If you want to do Xbox Game Pass, you want to save money, this is an easy way to do it. So I wanted to share that with everybody because I'm really excited that it actually worked. I read it on a Reddit forum and I texted our friend Jeff and I was like, do you know about this? And he's like, oh, I just use my Bing points. And I was like, well, I'm going to give it a shot, and it worked. So that's my share. That's my TED Talk
Very
for
nice.
today.
And life hacks are always amazing. So
They are. All right, man. There's a lot of stuff there. Kind of excited about all
Yeah.
this cool stuff going on.
Yep, going great. And we want to again thank everybody for watching us. We're gonna take a little break. You know, family is important. Giving back and giving thanks, and not to get all sappy, but I'm thankful for the show. I'm thankful for the people that are listening and watching. The friendship with Keith, Brian. We've had a lot of interaction. My awesome arcade for those listening. My awesome
Boy.
new Fallout and Pit Boy.
Yeah. If you didn't
So-
see that episode, you got to watch Doug's reaction.
Yep.
It was gold. It was amazing. It's hilarious. Just skip to that part if you don't want to watch the rest of it. But his video of the capture of him opening that up was just awesome. That was our last episode.
As soon as I cracked that lid, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It was Doug's birthday. And he's got it over his
Yeah.
shoulder there. It's looking really nice. So it fills out really, really well.
Very nice. I kind of redesigned my room for everybody.
It's looking really, really good. It's looking really
Yeah.
good. And on top of that, speaking of sales, if you're in the market, go to our website, go to our merch store. We got everything priced wise knocked off. And we're looking forward to a vacation break here. And we will catch everybody in 2 weeks when we do episode number 41. So thank you so much for joining us. We're having a great time. And we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And we will talk to you very, very soon.
See ya.